Hi lovelies, karibu sana to my YouTube channel. My name is Glynis. Thank you so much for joining us if you're new here. If you're a returning viewer, asante sana sana sana. Before I get into today's video, I filmed this look in last week's video. Basically just also updated you on what's been happening in my law school life, and if you haven't checked it out, please do check it out. I will link it up here and down below. And in today's video, I will be telling you the things that I love about law school as requested by one of you guys. So let's get into it. The first thing I love about law school is the people that you meet or the friends that you meet. And as you all know from my blog, I'm always talking about the fact that everyone you meet has something to teach you. Now, the kind of people that you meet in law school, from lecturers to your friends to people who end up becoming very, very close and you feel like you guys are family, is you meet exceptional people, people who have brilliant minds, and you just listen to them think and you're like, whoa, what do you know, your mind is completely opened. And being in law school, because you are no longer in a constricted place like high school, you end up to meet very, very diverse people. The friends that you make in law school are some of the few people who will understand what your law school journey has been, because you are building towards the same career. So they will understand your struggles, they will understand fatigue, they will understand your goals and your ambitions, because they're going through more or less the same thing. And some of these friends, because the legal profession is so closely knit, you will end up with them for years in your life. The friends that you make in uni, the very close friends, are the ones who you become friends with for the rest of your life. So I think the first thing that law school gave me, the first thing that I absolutely love, is definitely the friends that I made. The second thing that I, of course, definitely love about law school is moot court. And I said this when I filmed the joining moot court video. I will link it up here and down below in case you missed it. Moot court gave me a multitude of opportunities. First of all, it put me in a position where I was in very competitive spaces on behalf of my school, and it opened up the law for me, because in moot court you argue, hypothetical cases, and when you argue these cases, you present them before a panel of judges. Usually these are people who are in practice, or people who are senior to you in the profession. That same moot court gave me the opportunity to travel internationally for the first time in my life, and I was able to go to India, and I was even able to go to South Africa to represent my school. And that experience was very invaluable to me. As you all know, moot court is a huge opportunity in law school. If you have been in any law school and you've actively participated in moot court, then that is something that is completely life-changing. The minds that you meet in this moot court, the brilliance that is in these competitions, it's just one of a kind that I do not think you can get elsewhere. The third thing that I absolutely love about law school, in my personal experience, is the leadership experience it gave me. When I was in law school during my undergrad, I was able to serve as class president. I was also able to serve at the Kenya Model United Nations, initially as a member of a bureau, then as the president of the International Court of Justice, and I was able to even serve as the Secretary General of the Kenya Model United Nations. Now, Model UN is huge, not just in high school, but even in universities. So to get to serve in that capacity, and even I also served as the chair of moot court in my school. All this leadership experience made me a very forward-thinking person, and it makes you very solution-oriented. As a leader, half the time you're solving problems, the other time you're basically, what I believe, listening to people. And just being in these positions of leadership really, really taught me patience. It taught me how to be a leader. It taught me how to listen to people, and basically servant leadership. So that from my law school experience was huge. It helped me meet again so many people who were friends and acquaintances, and just people who worked on projects together. And I got to really respect people from extremely diverse backgrounds because of having been a leader in a specific section during my undergrad. The fourth thing I completely appreciate from my law school journey is the opening of my mind. You people, when you go to law school, you have one way of thinking about things. The minute you leave law school, your perspective is completely shifted. I understand why people think that lawyers are arrogant. I understand why people think that lawyers are know-it-alls, because when you get into law school, you are exposed to a lot, and I would not be able to speak for other professions, but the law is very social. It's a social science, and by virtue of this, it exposes you to scenarios in every walk of life, whether you're talking about a snail in a beer bottle, whether you're talking about someone who sues because she was promised that a flu medicine would work. You're exposed to a high number of cases, and these cases are about people in society. So automatically, when you're exposed to such cases, the first thing that you get is you understand the perspective of the person who is bringing the case to court, and you also understand the perspective of the person who is going to be sued. Your mind is sort of programmed to always see things in two ways, which is not a skill that a lot of people have. A lot of us are very fixed in our ways, and we believe that the way we see things is the way they should be, which is human. But in law school, you're taught not just to see things as the person who is affected, but to also see things as the person who caused them, and not just win a case for your client, but prepare such a good case because you're able to think, what will the other party see? So law school is amazing in terms of that very big shift in your perspective of things. You're able to view various situations in life in a way that not many people will understand. Like, a lot of people don't understand the cab rank rule, which is basically where lawyers are not allowed to turn away a brief simply because they don't want to handle that matter. So a lot of people will sit and say, why would that lawyer defend someone who's a murderer? But you as a lawyer know that everyone is innocent until declared guilty by a court of law. So a lot of that mental shift kind of elevates you in society, and that's why the law is one of the careers that really was respected historically and propelled people to greatness. The other thing that I like about law school is what it has done for my relationship with books. I have done a couple of book reviews, and having joined law school, you are pushed in situations where you have to study, and not just to study, but to love studying. From that, what you basically get is the constant urge to be in the know of things. And to acquire this kind of knowledge, you need to consistently be reading far and wide. So by virtue of my going to law school, I was able to be exposed to a multitude of books and to the need to acquire more knowledge and to understand what is happening around. Because of that, my relationship with books really improved. I did like books, back in high school, but now that I'm in law school, you even shift from, maybe if you like just romances, you read autobiographies, you read books that completely expand your perspective. Those are the 5 things that I absolutely love about law school. There's so much more that I could say about law school. It has done so much for me as an individual. It has boosted my confidence. It has taught me how to be, a public orator and to, speak in front of people. It has taught me how to, learn the art of writing and writing well. But I think with those 5, it will be, the first step in letting you guys know the things that I absolutely love. And in future, we'll continue this conversation. As usual, thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do consider subscribing, share this video with a friend, and be kind to one another and also to yourself. Bye.